guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is that time of year again. I know a lot of you guys started following me due to my decluttering videos. I am bringing them back starting today. So rather than putting these all back to back to back, I'm going to spread them out over the next few weeks just because I still have tons of other videos that I want to film and I don't want to dedicate like a 2-week chunk of time because I think this time I literally went through everything. I went through lipsticks, guys. If you've seen my lipstick drawers, which I don't know if you guys have. No, you would have in my makeup collection. You would have seen it in there. But I have a lipstick problem. So I'm going to put this video at the beginning of every single one of these, just like I did my Declutter series. And I'm going to say this again, like I said in the other series, but that's kind of a waste of time since nobody apparently listened to it anyways. Please do not leave me comments down below, tweets, comments on my Instagram pictures asking me to send you makeup. I know it's hard for some people to get these products. If there is things that I declutter that I haven't touched at all, they will be put into a pile for a future giveaway. Otherwise, if they've been used to the point where I don't feel comfortable doing that, they are being donated to a local shelter that helps women. And I would prefer to donate it just because they have ways to sanitize this makeup. If you're concerned about buying makeup at the full price, I would suggest you guys check out Glambot. They do have people who sell their makeup on there. I know I've purchased from Glambot before in the past personally. I used to get eyeshadow palettes there rather than purchasing brand new ones. But I just wanted to put this at the beginning of the video. Some of you were really sweet and defending me last time, and some of you got really nasty when I just told you, please rewatch the intro again. I just want to put this in front of all the videos. I know half of you are just going to skip this and be like, oh, the video starts at blank blank time. But I just want everyone to be aware of this. If you put those comments, like I said last time, I'm going to delete them. I don't care if it makes you angry or what, but I'm putting it now. Please don't. Please don't. If you have suggestions for palettes that you think I should try, leave those down below. Things like that. Things that you see are not in my collection that I'm not getting rid of. Feel free to mention things down below in all the videos telling me suggestions of things that you want me to try out. Be sure you hit the subscribe button down below because since this isn't going to be a continuous series day after day after day, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next Declutter video. And of course hit the notification bell so you know once that's posted. I do post 3 days a week. I guess that works too. I post 3 times a week. And you can also, down below in the description box will be all my social media links. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and let's get into the declutter guide. Okay guys, so today's declutter, we are back to eyeshadow palettes. I don't think this is gonna go very well. So let's dive in. They're kind of by brand, but kind of also not really by brand. Let's just start with this palette stack that's right in front of me here. First up, we have the Violet Voss and Nicole Concilio palette. This is pretty. This is nice. I do not know if I'm going to keep this. Let me just really quickly try 2 of these shades. Ooh, that blue is actually really pretty. Okay, I may have spoken too soon. I think I am going to keep this and try it out, and maybe I'll do like 1 palette, multiple tutorials with this, like a multi-look video. I know I've said that before. I'm sorry guys, I've been really slacking on those kinds of videos because they actually take forever to film. But maybe I'll do one of those with this, so I am going to hold on to that. And I'm also going to keep the Violet Voss Matte About You palette. I don't actually have very many only matte palettes, if we're going to be honest. It's very rare nowadays, I feel like, so I am going to keep this. The Carly Bible BH Cosmetics palette is really pretty. It's really nice. I mean, I haven't used it. I used the old one. The one that wasn't the deluxe. The regular version I used to have ages ago, and I decluttered it in favor of keeping this. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, if we're going to be honest. I'm going to put it in my maybe pile for now. Just because I don't really foresee me keeping it. If we're going to be honest, I'll reevaluate at the end, but for now I'm going to say maybe. I also have the Magic palette by Juvia's Place. I am keeping this. This is a gorgeous, fun, colorful palette. I love the Juvia's Place palette, so keeping him. I'm keeping all 4 of the Dose of Colors palettes. We have Sassy Siennas, which I've been reaching for a lot, surprisingly. But that's what this one looks like, very fall friendly. Then I have Marvelous Mauves, which is also beautiful. Blushing Berries, which is my favorite, I think, of all of these. I always press a little too hard and I'm afraid I'm going to break it. And then Baked Browns, which is a really great neutral palette. If I were to declutter one of these, it probably would be the Baked Browns, just because I have so many neutral palettes already, but I'm not going to because it's a good one for travel. I have 2 NYX palettes, the Water and the Fire palette. I think... the thing is, I know I don't have a whole lot of affordable palettes in here, so I'm tempted to keep these just for that fact, but at the same time, I'm kind of going, do I need both? No. I'm going to put them both in the maybe pile, and then I'll reevaluate what I've kept at the end and decide if I still need both of these. I am keeping the Duzzy Katie collection because this guy has been beat to hell. I mean, look at this palette. I especially love, okay, I don't think I can touch it because I think it might crumble to pieces in here, but this shade, which I think is Sue's. Yes, Sue's. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'm just afraid to touch it because I think it's gonna explode, but I do love this guy a lot. The Dream Street palette. You bet your butt I am keeping this palette. This is a fantastic palette. If you have to pick a Kathleen palette to do from ColourPop, I suggest this one over the Zodiac one. I prefer the color scheme and the colors in here over the colors in the Zodiac palette. That's just my preference. Don't hate me. I'm going to declutter the Soul palette from ColourPop. I did a review on this. It's not a bad palette. It's just not one I'm going to reach for. I am going to keep the Mar palette though because I loved that palette a lot. So getting rid of this, keeping Mar. Mar is actually over here in my little section. So yeah. My Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. I love this palette. It's one of my favorite all matte palettes as well. Keeping him. And I actually recently did a look for myself. I think I was wearing it in a video where I did a look using this palette. This is such a gorgeous palette, so I am actually going to keep it. It's surprisingly versatile for being only 6 shades. It's very similar to like the I Love Sarah E palette with Dose of Colors and stuff like that. Not color-wise, but same concept idea. So yeah, gonna keep this guy. The Persona Identity palette, I haven't really reached for, so I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this guy. It's a really nice palette. I have no qualms with it, but I just don't reach for it. I'd rather devote my time to palettes I know I'm going to be using more. Both of my Makeup Forever palettes I am keeping. My Artist Shadows 1 palette and the Artist Shadows 4 palette. My Milani palettes. I do not know. You know what? These are not bad, so you know what? I am just going to keep both of these for now. I might declutter one of them in the future. I'm going to keep the ColourPop and Shayla Perception palette. This green here, IE, is absolutely stunning, as is this one underneath it, Sassy. If you guys are interested in a tutorial, let me know. The Kylie palette, the purple palette. I don't reach for this. I'm going to declutter it. The Yes Please. I always want to call this the Cute AF palette. This is the Yes Please palette by ColourPop. I will be keeping. I do like this palette. It's very nice. So keeping him. I'm keeping all of these. This whole stack is staying. We have my ABH palettes, Soft Glam. I'm afraid of this falling over. Soft Glam, Subculture, and Modern Renaissance. I do have the Norvina palette. At this point when I'm filming, I have the Norvina palette, but I still haven't tested it yet, so I don't want to remove it from its testing drawer. But I do have that, and it will be added to these in the future. I have my Naked 3 palette, which I really only keep for sentimental reasons because I don't really reach for it. Should I get rid of it? Should I get rid of this? No, you know what? I'm just going to keep it. I'll keep it for now. Maybe the next time around I'll be brave enough to declutter. And I'm gonna keep the 4 Too Faced palettes. I have the Chocolate Bar, the Semi-Sweet, the Clover palette, which I think the pictures on here are just so freaking adorable, and the Sweet Peach palette. Next stack, we have the Sigma Creme de Couture palette. I actually really love this palette. It's a great, easy to use color palette. Keeping. The L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted, I am decluttering. This smells awful. I don't even want to open it. If you guys saw my first impressions where I tried this out, I was gagging. It was so bad. I'll link it up in the corner for you guys to watch, but he's going away. As is the ColourPop Fame palette. This was such a disappointment. I had such high hopes for this palette and it just crashed and burned, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm keeping the 3 Juvia's Place I have. I decluttered quite a few of my Juvia's Place palettes last time around. So I have the Festival palette, which this teal down here, just, yes. And then I also have, I don't know if this is Douce or Duce by Juvia's Place, but this is a much more pastel-like palette. And then the Saharan 2 palette. Again, really pretty Moroccan vibe going on here. I have all 3 Sephora Pro palettes. I think I'm going to keep all 3 of these. These are like really pricey, really expensive. They're not Natasha Denona expensive, but they are like 60 bucks a pop. So I am going to keep this just because I do actually like these palettes a lot and I don't really want to part with them yet. So we have the Warm, the Editorial palette, which is all colors. And I did keep the little sheets that come inside palettes, which makes it a little hard to close this. Jesus. And then I also have the Cool palette as well, which is also really pretty. I think these are just really well thought out palettes. They are nice and hefty too, like they feel worth the price point, you know what I mean? I have 2 BH Cosmetics foil palettes. I'm only going to keep the Tropicana, I think, and I'm going to get rid of the 28 color one. I just don't reach for this one. I usually, when I reach for foiling shadows, I reach for this guy. These colors are a little bit more bright, more vivid, more what I would reach for. I kept the top palette for that blue right up at the, I kept the top palette for the blue in the top row up here. But there is a similar-ish blue in the lower palette, so I'm going to keep this one, which is the Club Tropicana, and I'm going to get rid of the original 28 foil eyeshadow palette. I'm also going to keep this. This is the Morphe, what is this? Morphe 35B palette, which I guess has been discontinued? I don't know, but I'm going to keep it. I'm also going to keep my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, a good, affordable, bright colors. I have 2 Lorac Mega palettes. I have the Mega Pro 3, which is a very nice neutral palette. I love this guy a lot. I did a whole series featuring this palette when I first started my channel back in, God, what, 2016? Okay, and then I also have my Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette, which I'm also going to keep. It's a little bit of a more cooler toned palette, which I feel like these are harder to find. So I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm looking forward to see what Lorac comes out with for their holiday collection this year, because those are always amazing collections. I will be keeping my Masquerade by Juvia's Place. This is the large one. I know someone had asked that in my last declutter. I do have the large one of these, not the small, and I kind of wish I had the small just because these are such bulky palettes. But for the price and how big these pans are, it's worth it to get the big size if you can. So, gonna keep this. The Kat Von D 10-year anniversary eyeshadow palette. This artwork is stunning. Palette itself is really nice and pretty. It's not mind-blowing, but I kind of want to keep it because I don't have a rainbow palette anymore, so I kind of want to keep this. Maybe next time around I'll get rid of it, but for now I will be keeping it. I have both of the Huda Beauty palettes, the Rose Gold, the old Rose Gold, and the Desert Dusk. I am going to keep the Desert Dusk, and I'm going to get rid of the Rose Gold. I have the Lorac Unzipped Ocean Sunset. I will be keeping this palette, and And I also have the Lorac Unzipped Gold, keeping this. I have both the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette, which I love. This is a fantastic, colorful, all matte palette. Again, something that's not very popular to find. Keeping. And then I have the I Am Divine palette, which I just love the color scheme in here. Definitely keeping this. It's a very unique color scheme that you don't find in a lot of places. I think I'm going to declutter my Lorac Pro 3 in favor of keeping the Mega Pro 3 palette. I just want to open this and see really quickly how many of these shades actually do overlap, because I feel like it's a decent amount. Like, they're similar tones, so I think I'm going to get rid of the Pro 3 palette in favor of the Mega Pro 3. God, that broke my heart just there. I have the Dose of Colors Ice Cream palette. I actually really do like this palette, and I use it occasionally, so I am going to keep it. I really love the pastel purple shade in here, the Lavender Honey shade, as well as the shade Mint Chip is great as well. Woo, that is rotating hardcore. Oops. Okay. The Dominique Latte palette. I really love this palette. Definitely keeping it. Great palette if you guys haven't tried it. I really want to get my hands on the Lemonade palette too. The not Dose of Colors, the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette, keeping this. And while I'm at it, I will also be keeping the Cheers to the Beauty palette, because this is such a beautiful shade. I see myself getting a lot of use out of this at the holidays. And then the last one I have down here, I'm not parting with either. This is the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. This was a limited edition palette, but I use this a lot personally, so I am going to hold on to this. The last palette I have here is my Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. It was a limited edition. It's kind of a collector's item. I held on to it because I felt like I didn't have palettes with these schemes to it. I am actually going to go ahead and declutter this. I know it's mind-blowing. I really only used about half these colors, and in my mind, it's such a bulky package. It really is. Like, I had toyed with decluttering it ages and ages ago. It's got really cute, adorable packaging, but I just don't use this because of how bulky the packaging is, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of him. Wow, I actually got rid of a lot more than I thought I would. 48, 49. I do also have, actually, up here I have my Zulu palette, which makes 50. And then I do right now have 53 palettes. This one is the I Love Sarah E, and then the Colored Pop Mar palette that I mentioned before. I do still have my Zodiac palette. I'm still debating if I want to keep this or not. I might get rid of this, which might bring this down to 52. But, you know, 53 that I'm keeping, and then I am just going to declutter these 3, which brings me to 12 that I'm getting rid of and keeping 53. So 12 out of 65 is 18%. So considering I'm shooting to get 20 and I decluttered a crap ton of palettes the last time around, that's pretty darn good. I will take the 18% because I was expecting it to be like, I'm tempted to keep one of these NYX ones because I don't have any affordable palettes. I'm gonna keep the Fire palette and get rid of the Water palette, I think. Do I? Let me just... Ooh, never mind. I'm keeping both the NYX palettes. What was I thinking? I need those. I love the NYX palettes. So let's try that again. So 10 divided by 65. I'm down to 15. I'm okay. I'm still okay with that. I'm okay with 15. I think if it had been any lower than 15 was when I would have been really disappointed in myself. But I'm glad I got rid of at least 10 palettes. I'm glad that I had that much control to get rid of these guys. Okay guys, so that's it. Tell me down below if you guys want to see any tutorials or reviews of these palettes. Some of them have been around a while, so I don't really know if people really want reviews on them anymore. But if you do and I don't already have one for it, tell me down below. I'd be happy to do one. As always, if you guys enjoy these declutter videos, please give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.